Ariana Grande has finally been relieved from some of the pressure placed on her by the studios to make sure the recent press was about the film and not her personal life. Between breakup rumors with Ethan Slater and his ex-wife Lily J firing back, to major concerns surrounding Ariana and the lead actress's health, the second part of Wicked has been nothing less than chaotic. So let's get into it. Ariana Grande is responding to concerns surrounding her well-being by resharing a video clip that was taken last year. She pretty much says that there's a problem within society how we're so comfortable commenting on people's bodies, speculating about what's happening behind the scenes or how their health is doing. She wrote on her Instagram story, resharing this from last year as a loving reminder to all. She also gave the interviewer a shout out because this was a deep moment for Ariana where I guess this lady made her feel comfortable enough to talk about what could be going on.
How do you cope with beauty standards, to critics, to looks?
My goodness. Yeah, I'm not gonna. It's okay. It's okay. You know, I've been a specimen in a petri dish really since I was 16 or 17, you know, so I have heard it all. I've heard every version of it, of what's wrong with me, and then you fix it, and then it's wrong for different reasons. From what you're wearing, to your body, to your face, to your everything, there's a comfortability that we shouldn't have at all. Commenting on others' looks, appearance, what they think is going on behind the scenes, or health. Even if you go to Thanksgiving dinner and someone's granny says, oh my God, you look skinnier, what happened? Or you look heavier, what happened? It's like, that is something that is uncomfortable and horrible. Can you tell I needed that today?
Now, Ariana has been open about what she's gone through in the past. She was quoted saying in a TikTok, I was on a lot of antidepressants and drinking on them and eating poorly, and at the lowest point of my life, when I looked the way you considered my healthy, I was in fact not healthy. So she's saying that back then when we saw her a few years ago, that was a Ariana who was on pills and drinking, not eating well.
I know personally for me, the body that you've been comparing my current body to was the unhealthiest version of my body. I was on a lot of antidepressants and drinking on them and eating poorly, and at the lowest point of my life when I looked the way you consider my healthy, but that in fact wasn't my healthy. And I know I shouldn't have to explain that, but I do feel like maybe having an openness and some sort of vulnerability here will be something like good might come from it. I don't know.
Now, I do believe that Ariana is completely vegan. Maybe that has a part in her life transformation. I don't know how many years she's been vegan. How many years has Ariana Grande been vegan? I almost said pregnant. Okay, since 2013, so for about 12 years. Well, I wonder what she was like eating badly. Like, I guess as a vegan, you can eat French fries, pasta, you know, so maybe that was the bad stuff. The donuts, not to trigger anyone. This comment reads, people are concerned, not cruel. Well, some of us anyway. Somebody else wrote, emancipated, sickly, pale, gaunt. This is what Hollywood wants for its leading ladies. It does seem like there are expectations within the film industry for women to look like a certain way. Ariana is constantly body checking as part of Wicked PR. Responsible parents don't want their kids trying to get her look. I did see a lot of people mention this name, Karen Carpenter, in the comments, and I was like, wait, who's this? Is it Sabrina's mother? But it's not Sabrina Carpenter's mom. She is someone who really struggled with her weight publicly, and honestly, a really sad story I don't even want to get into right now. Now, Ariana did do an interview with Nicole Kidman, of all people, where she spoke about how her fame has left her with traumas. She said, I've been taking baby steps towards healing my relationship to music and touring, which makes sense because that Manchester bombing was really traumatizing. She continued, I think my time with Glinda and with acting really helped me build the strength to be able to do that, but I can't express how grateful I am. I think it just held on to some traumas for me before, and I feel those dissipating. We all joke about how Ariana Grande has become Glinda, but it does seem like she kind of has become Glinda, and even the way that she speaks about this character sometimes, it seems like she's talking about herself in like a third person.
I do believe that her magic at the end is earned. I think in this film, she's actually propelled into having a higher consciousness, into not just sort of sitting with this fake facade, this leadership that she thought, she knows as soon as she gets it, even though there's a part of her that enjoys the perks and the certain thing, there's that part of her is alive and well, but there's an unsettled piece of her that is suffering, and that's very real. So I think as each sort of traumatic event takes place over the course of this film, it's like it's propelling her true goodness.
There's a reason why Hollywood stars always seem to walk away from scandals untouched. Just like there's a reason why Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury firm. Most regular people, including me, don't have a legal army behind them. And if you're injured in an accident, insurance companies try their best to pay you as little as possible. That is where Morgan & Morgan comes in. With over 1,000 attorneys and 100 offices across the country, they are built to fight for regular people, not corporations. In Florida, a client was offered $350,000 by an insurance company. Morgan & Morgan stepped in and got them $12 million. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome, but these stories are what they do every day. And it's easier than ever. You don't have to deal with those piles of paperwork. You also don't have to pay anything up front. You can even start your claim right now within minutes by using your phone. You could get started by scanning the QR code on the screen using your phone's camera. Remember, the fee is free unless they win. If you ever find yourself injured, then check out Morgan & Morgan. Again, you could start your claim today by scanning the QR code or visiting the link in my description below. It's fast, it's simple, and it could change everything. So Ariana is entering into her acting career, which has always been the basis of her career. Again, not to trigger everyone, but Nickelodeon, Dan Schneider. You guys remember she was playing on Victorious. She was also on Sam and Cat. She was talking about her pop star career, saying that there was a tricky adjustment period at the very beginning when my pop career took off the way that it did. And I hope this doesn't sound ungrateful, but it's just a big adjustment when your life changes in a very drastic way. Nicole Kidman also became famous pretty young, and she agreed with Ariana, saying when you're very young and then suddenly you're put into this fishbowl and everything is dissected, it starts to get very, very difficult and you overthink it. Then you get scared and then you get hurt. Then you go, now I don't want to go out. I don't want to venture into this world. I get it.
The real Ariana Grande, the one with abandonment wounds, a string of chaotic relationships, and identity fragmentation. The girl with child star trauma that really explains everything she does as an adult. Is what happens when you strip everything away is you have a little girl who never formed a proper identity. You're left with a child star who learned to survive by shape-shifting. A girl who built her entire personality over what got her the most approval. A performer who never developed a stable identity, and she's been paying the price for it ever since. Being a child star is a type of trauma. They never develop a proper sense of identity, clinging on to a sense of control. And that is a big one that we see with Ariana. If I could come up with two pathologies that really encompass Ariana Grande, it would be control and fawning behavior. Really what I see from these child stars is that they never had protected developmental stages where identity forms naturally. And that really mirrors trauma. We see that with children who have significant trauma, whether that be big T trauma or little t trauma. And psychology calls this identity diffusion. And you really see this with people who didn't get to explore who they were privately.
I am glad that Ariana is on this healing journey. It does seem like Linda has been able to bring out a light within her. We don't know what's happening behind the scenes, and hopefully everything as far as her health is okay. What is up with people though dissecting Ariana and Cynthia's relationship? A source claims that their relationship has also become toxic. Now, the source at Star Magazine is claiming that Ariana and Cynthia aren't as close as they make it seem on camera. It's part of the acting gig, you know? They want to sell Wicked to us, and they report that their relationship's not genuine. The person noted that their on-camera friendship is a total act. The source added that the relationship between the duo became so toxic and hostile during the film's shoot that they had to hire a mediator to manage them. I would love to know where's this coming from? Some other sources also spoke to the press, in particular Daily Mail. Insiders say that Cynthia is super protective of Ariana and is like the big sister Ari has never had. She worships the ground she walks on. They've bonded with each other on so many levels and have complete trust with each other. So some opposing opinions here. I mean, the real test will be after Wicked is over. Will we see them hang out anymore or do anything publicly together? Because now that film is over, typically, you know, in Hollywood, those friendships, those bonds, the pairing, the promo tours, they all come to an end. And then at the end of the day, it's all work to these people. So I could see them moving on. But then we wouldn't have these crazy viral moments between Ariana and Cynthia. I feel like they need to like host an award show together.
Love you. And I thank you. I was thinking I'm gonna cry my glitter off. I'm gonna get blind from glitter.
No, you both have to stop.
It was
Jesus,
the highlight of my life.
Not the time, helicopter.
We would love for you to be our alphabet.
It's been a really long journey.
Want you to be our Glinda the Good.
I mean, they've been crying from the jump, you know? That's just who they are. Post Glinda, Ariana has discussed scaling back her work commitments after devoting herself to her character. She is doing a mini tour next summer with very exclusive tickets. It's so hard to get tickets out there. The Arianators are literally battling it out on the field. It's turned some of them against each other.
Oh look, some tickets. £500 each.
I really feel like this is a farewell tour for Ariana Grande. She's done touring. She's done with music. She wants to be that big movie star, and I don't blame her. And it doesn't hurt that she started off with a really expensive movie. I mean, they spent $400 million on this film. And you know what? The second one didn't seem to do as great as the first one. I haven't looked at the stats in particular, but yeah, from what I've seen a little bit on Twitter, you know, I'm not following the actual statistics. It does seem like the second one was not able to compete with the first, which makes sense. The second usually doesn't do as well as the first film in anything. But this newfound acting fame has changed the public's perspective of Ariana. They're way more critical of how she acts and how she looks.
I'm not going to come on here and spread misogyny. I'm not going to come on here and question her health. However, I just find it concerning that they spent $400 million on a movie starring her. And at no point did they say, your skeleton is distracting us. She's been in my top 5 artists since I was 12. I will defend her till the day I die. I feel very paternal over this woman. I love her death. I really do. Having following her as a teen and knowing what we do know about her personal life, I'm sure there is a completely valid reason as to what's going on. Does she owe an explanation? Never. No woman does. However, did no one stop and say, girl, we can see your skeleton? The entire movie, you can see like her jowls. You can see her face caving in. We're beyond a point of nitpicking and saying, oh, she could do this, oh, she could do that. Like the entire 2 hours and 50 minutes that I was watching the movie, I was literally just concerned about her.
This headline caught me off guard. Ethan Slater accused of making Ariana Grande's life miserable after shock split. Ethan Slater has his fair share of baggage. I mean, he does still have a child with his high school sweetheart, and it looks like their divorce filings have become public, and we're starting to see how bad it got between Ethan and Dr. Lily J. I fully believe that Lily J was committed to Ethan and found out pretty abruptly that they were going to be divorcing. It's part of the reason why she's been calling him out in her own way within her essay and within the legal documents. Now, Ethan, on the other hand, has been completely defined by his new famous girlfriend, Ariana Grande. Everyone's asking him about her, even though he clearly doesn't want to talk about his relationship. It's gotten so uncomfortable, and I feel like Ethan's ex is probably laughing watching these clips.
And he's just like the sweetest person on the planet. So
what was it like working with your girlfriend every day?
Well, I mean, the entire cast is incredible. And Ariana's brilliant. And Cynthia is remarkable. And so getting to watch those two women perform at such a high level from up close. I will say, though, it's been pretty special rolling it out, right? I've said that we filmed it years ago. Yeah. And I didn't forget how amazing their performances were, but getting to watch it with an audience.
Do you guys watching it?
It is so awkward, and you know that Ethan takes his work seriously, right? I mean, he was SpongeBob on Broadway, and I think that he does want to have his own identity, but being with someone so much more famous that people are interested in, that's not going to work. Especially because he also wants to be a public figure, so when you're in the public, people are going to ask. And body language is a big part of it too. I mean, there are clips where you can see Ariana Grande is not even really acknowledging Ethan, even though it would make the situation far less awkward if she would just put her hand on Ethan for the photo to make it seem like everyone's getting along. Maybe Ariana got the ick. It happens. But this source claims that these two are reportedly delaying the news of their split for the film Wicked for Good. The duo was under a lot of pressure not to divert the public's attention to their relationship. The studio doesn't want anything, and I mean anything, stealing the spotlight. While their breakup rumors started a few weeks ago, they escalated after Ethan's interview on The Today Show when he was asked about his experience working with his girlfriend every day, and he decided to answer by talking about the cast instead of acknowledging Ariana. Now, Ariana and Ethan did do some damage control on the Instagram stories by resharing photos of each other, but there are people convinced that Galinda and Bach are just holding it together, maybe until award season, so they can go and secure that Oscar. What do you guys think about that? But I hope you enjoyed this episode. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in a new video very soon. Let me know what you want me to talk about. My email is sloanwellknown@gmail.com. Bye, guys.